Hey, I'm Dukes on Twitch. If you want to support the channel and greensunzenith.com, you can find my Patreon, merch store, and singles store where you can buy singles through TCG Player or Card Hoarder in the video description. If you want to get in contact, you can also find all that info in the description below for things like donation deck lists or just wanting to reach out. Alright, let's get right into it.
Oh, hey team. Welcome back to Dukes on Twitch. Hey Nonka, welcome. Back today with a pretty special donation deck list from Ben, who wanted to see 4-color Loam. They gave me a few different versions, but the version that really piqued my interest was this version, which is pretty much a bug-based deck with 4 swords and then some sideboard cards. Bug has always been a pretty, one of my favorite color combinations, especially when it comes to mid-range. And I really love the thought of cards like Life in the Loam alongside Psychic Frog, allowing you to really take advantage of both sides of Psychic Frog. So you're able to discard the lands you get back from Loam, Loam itself, and then you can even exile cards that you Loam through dredge through the Loam to just make Frog a pretty unstoppable force. If you want, you can also discard the Loam, and then when you draw off the Psychic Frog, you can then dredge the Loam back to your hand, which is pretty crazy. The only change I made to this list was I took out the Riftstone portal and I added in a Cephalid Coliseum as a pseudo way to gain a lot of advantage through Orcish Bowmasters and obviously Leovold. So Leovold in play means that your opponent would just pretty much discard 3 after drawing 1. A little bit different to Hull Breacher, but I think Coliseum is worth it. Also has some upside against decks like Doomsday if you can get to Threshold, but traditionally not. I haven't played with 6 yet online. I haven't played with Keen-Eyed Curator, and I haven't played with Wight of the Reliquary, and to be fair, I haven't played with Psychic Frog or Barrogoyf. So I am really looking forward to this league. In the sideboard, I haven't played with Toxicrene either, which is there for a lot of the land style matchups. So Cloudpost, Eldrazi, potentially lands itself. So really looking forward to seeing that, hopefully, as a formidable threat. The Delugers I like as well, especially against decks like Elves that are playing Nantuku. Consigned to Memory, a really nice stifle effect that hopefully comes up, although it is just a one-of out of a card that we can't really tutor for. But yeah, otherwise, really looking to see how well this goes. I've heard really good things about Barrogoyf, so that should be pretty interesting. I would say the one thing that I would like to learn more about is most likely just the mana and sequencing fetches, just having a good understanding of which fetches you can't get or which jewels you can't get off each fetch. It's a pretty huge part of a Loam, is knowing the mana base. So yeah, I think that's probably the goal for tonight, is a positive record. A 3-2 is always nice with kind of a newish deck. And then just making sure that I'm not making mistakes with my mana. Because there's a few things here, like Scrubland can't be found with Misty. Windswept Heath can't find Underground Sea. So you can see where it really, it really makes a lot of positive outcomes if you do understand the mana base here. But hey, I'm just happy to be back. It's been probably over 2 weeks since I've streamed, so it's been nice to finish a move, get a new place, get some form of a stream together, and then go from there. Hey Rashad, welcome. Hope you're well. But yeah, still a few things. I think I have a bit of an echo in the mic and my lighting isn't set up, but we will get there. But yeah, the other list was actually pretty interesting as well. So the other list was, we go back to Deck Tech, a 4-color version that played red here for things like Morlock, Minsc and Brew, Punishing Fire, obviously Blast in the sideboard, which I would say is probably more like old school, kind of more traditional Loam. So kind of nice to see that as well, which I probably will take through a stream at some point as well. Haha. So sadly, part of this deck, it is kind of 5-color in that we do have colorless as a 5th color. So this hand, I'm pretty happy to mulligan. Doesn't really have a great plan. Okay, this hand does. We have something like turn 1 Bowmaster. We could use Green Suns to go and get something like a Elvish Reclaimer as well, which is kind of nice. But we have something like Mox Diamond, pitch, Maze, play the Boseiju, pass with Bowmaster open. I don't mind that. There's a few nice openings against, say, Elves, a lot of X-Zeros, something like turn 1 Ponder, turn 1 DRC. I'm pretty happy to keep this. It's interesting what I want to drop here. I probably want to keep 3 mana alongside the Mox. It's probably between the 2 removal spells because Green Suns just has that really nice flexibility. I think for me it's going to be the Decay. But it's a tough one. Yeah, I don't mind Decay. And then I think I like turn 1 Reclaimer off the Green Suns. As I don't want to hold up Bowmaster and just maybe get past. I don't want to play the Wasteland just yet in case my opponent wants to fetch for dual land. If I play the Wasteland, that might change that. So, although it's nice to hold the Boseiju for as long as possible to see if it's relevant, I think we just want to try to build out a bit like we're on a depth deck. Potentially our opponent won't actually think we're on some sort of 4-color version and just like a green-white depths. Hey, Punishing Waterfalls, very cool to see you. A big congratulations on your recent success with a bunch of decks, honestly. Pretty happy here because what I was thinking of is like Wasteland and then Bowmaster to hit like a turn 1 Ponder. So I think against the Scam deck, we're pretty happy here. The only thought is potentially just playing out this Bowmaster now. Because if you think of Underground Sea, there's not too many other X1 targets. Like with Death Shadow, some play the 1/1 that if something left the field, it keeps bolstering up, but I honestly don't mind just Bowmaster now. And then just get to 6. Oh, no land. Wow. That's pretty nice. I think because of that, we are just going to try to get as much damage through as possible. So getting the extra potential damage there with the token would be nice, but I mean, getting rid of a Psychic Frog's pretty sweet. Happy to play this. So Verdant does give us access to our Scryland, which is really nice. So I think that's going to be the play, this one. I don't think going for Dried Arbor is great, just to try to increase the clock. But potentially, I mean, if they play Land Ponder, then things change, but I think just trying to keep my draw as relevant as possible is where I want to be. Six is pretty sweet. Yeah, I really like this. Also, just the ability to play 6 is pretty sweet. Hey Eric, welcome from Brazil. Brazil's got a very good Eternal scene. Very healthy and active, I feel, from what I've heard. Alright. To be fair, our opponent's also getting to a situation where they just need to discard at end of turn, so the forces aren't as bad, being 2-for-1s. Okay. Now the Goyf's going to be fine here. I'm also going to hold the land. Because we're only drawing 1 card a turn, I wouldn't mind our opponent going for like a Grief or a Thoughtseize just to see what we might have, thinking that we have another spell. A little bit terrifying though that this Nethergoyf is really holding up, so we really need to hit something good here. Okay. Interesting. So this taps for itself. So by tapping all 4, this becomes a copy of target permanent in your graveyard until end of turn. We currently have creature, land, instant. Okay. No great reason to attack here. Woodland can be 6, which is cool, just to get some retrace going potentially. And that's the card. That's the card that I was thinking of with the Bowmaster. So there's no point activating this. Yeah, we can't of course activate it just yet. Bring this up here. Ooh, okay. That's pretty nice. And phase out the Nethergoyf. The question is, am I happy to trade here? I don't think I am. Put them down to 8. But you can see in this game especially, we had like a really nice mana denial section, but then didn't have the pressure to really gain an advantage. Yeah, Delirium might be tough. I would say this is definitely kind of a fun of at this point. Okay, so we do get to ping them, which is nice. Keen Eye is pretty sweet. That'll grow pretty quickly as well. And honestly, just to play around Entomb here. But I will take out some of their things, so they have another push. Well, then I guess we're all going in on this. Just in case of a Murktide, we'll take them off their forces. Cephalid Coliseum here would actually be pretty nice. Bauble. Okay. I kind of feel like I'm in a position where I should just cash this in right now. What are we really stopping? Forces, potentially a grief. Yeah. Okay. I'll hold the forest. Ooh, that does turn on Shifting Woodland though. Interesting. So next turn, we can retrace. That's pretty cool. So for 4 minutes, it becomes the copy of 6. Nice. Little things like that as well. Should definitely just consider that as just like a moment to stop and pause on your turn and realize how the game has changed just from something like that. Okay. So this becomes 6. Now, how do I use retrace? Non-land permanent cards in your graveyard have retrace. Okay. Well, still, that's not too bad. I will play a land to play around days. Can I also play 6 itself? I think Swords and Netherglyph is where I want to start. Let's have a quick think. Yeah, I don't mind land into Bowmaster, discard. Destroy this, that's fine. Nice. Take this out. Nice. Now we can attack with the Orc. Hey Ramar, welcome. Ah, my bad. Sorry, I didn't see the Netherglyph grow. That's pretty huge. Apologies, that's on me. At least most cantrips on their end are turned off. Oh wow. Getting aggressive. They probably have their own Bowmasters. Yeah. Don't see a great way out of this. But at least we know what we're up against. Take 6, go to 8. That's going to be it, especially if a clock as well. I'm already down 5. This will be an interesting one. I like the Dismember. I'm not too sure on other things. Like, I'm not too interested in the Hearse, the Forces, or the Tox, the Oof, or the Teague. Deluge, most likely not. Blasts, yeah, it's really only the extra creature. I could see like the Crackers coming out, going down to 26 lands with 4 Moxen. I don't mind that. Okay, happy to keep this. Okay, how can we turn 1 Reclaimer, turn 2 Frog? And also, I think we have to go Trop. Yeah, Trop. And then we have Scrub. Nice. Okay. Saga's not the worst, but Saga puts me back a fair bit. I'm pretty happy here, honestly, just to get the Psychic Frog out. Make them have Daze or another removal spell. Like if they tap out here for a Frog, that's pretty great. No. Barrogoyf is a pretty sweet card here. Great use of our mana as well. Oof. Didn't fetch, which is interesting. Honestly, here, I think I kind of like the Bog. Just in case of Murktide. Then we have Construct, Bauble. I don't care too much about the Stalker at this stage. I think the Decay is most likely going for a Frog if I can. Nice. Okay. Six is kind of cool. I think I'll still make a token as a 2/2 is relevant on the board. Tap like this and then play the Savannah. Allows us to hold up the Decay. Hey Past, welcome. Hope you're well. Okay. think we're just going to take out another Goif here. All right, let's start with 6. Reclaimer. Interesting. Probably trying to get back the Nether Goif here. Close to it. Unless they forgot about the bauble. Or just want to grow the Nether Goif. No attacks. Wow. I thought they might have gone with growing the Nether Goif, but this is probably a situation where I wouldn't mind having a Deluge in the deck. I think Barrogoyf is just a little bit too good here. And then probably just keeping the Wasteland for Frog. Hey Geodude, very cool to see you. Hope you're doing well. Yeah. Alright. A lot of brainstorms. Wow. They were obviously just sick of that game. I thought they were in a pretty decent position. I mean, like, triple removal spell into, like, triple threat. But just didn't want to have a bar of it. The baubles I could see going, honestly. We haven't seen Grief. Especially on the draw. Maybe I do just want access knowing that I have one Deluge in the deck. But like a mock start with Loam is what I really want to try to hit in this league. Somewhere. Somewhere it'll come. A little bit too slow here. Hey Dread, a huge thank you. Hope you're doing well. Thank you very much for the Prime sub. 21 months is sweet. And hey Timmy C, good to see you. We are going to mulligan this a little bit too slow, and I really want to make sure I have some sort of removal spell in my opening hand. Unfortunately, this as well is just not going to work out. Okay, happy to keep this. Honestly, kind of want to drop probably the Saga and probably the Knight, and then we just like have our mana, have some early removal, Okay. If they shuffle here, I'm pretty happy to Wasteland. There's a world where I'm just happy to Wasteland either way, just to set the game back a little bit. They chose to not use Ponder's ability. Okay, well now I'm definitely happy just to double Wasteland. Hey Kev, very cool to see you, and appreciate your patience as well. Alright, Stalker. I think we're early enough that I'm happy just to play the Maze out. It is a little bit tricky because Maze does set us back unless we draw into Mox Diamond. Then maybe I'm happy just playing out my mana in case we want to Abrupt Decay the following turn on, say, a Psychic Frog. This is probably getting Underground Sea. Ah, you're moving next weekend? Hopefully not too far, potentially. Okay, there's Wastelands. That's good to know about. Happy to pass. Okay. That probably means we're getting Tropical Island to have double green source. They might even wait to Wasteland in their turn so that it triggers the Stalker. Yeah. Let's have a quick think about this. I think it is Trop. So we need a green or a black source, and I think just having a second green with the green suns for dried up is just a little bit too good. And I'm probably happy here to take out the Stalker. Nether Void's annoying though, but we do have the Bog coming, so I think it actually is the Nether Goyf. And then we're just bogging next turn. Bog and also green suns. That's not too bad. But yeah, it's tricky because Menace can definitely catch up to us. Alright. I guess we don't need to bog just yet. This is 3 mana to get back. Equivalent of Melbourne to Brisbane? Wow. A huge congratulations. I hope it's for the good. That'd be cool. Hopefully there's a local magic scene while you're moving. Okay, we get a little maze. Okay, Maze is doing its role, which is nice. Okay. I think I want to bog here, just to bog so then we can Verdant into night the following turn and also know that we've bogged. I wonder if they go for the Maze here or if they go for the Trop, because there's definitely a thought of going after my mana. Wow, they're gonna hold up the Wasteland. Interesting. Maybe they're thinking of crop rotation. Wow, not even that. We're definitely getting down this night then. What does this mean? This probably means Bowmaster or the go for the throat. I guess then we could also hold up Bowmaster. No, I think Knight's best. I was thinking of like Bowmaster, ping, and then double block, but it is Bowmaster. That's fine. Okay. Still not the worst position. I think it's Misty this turn just so we can surveil land. And I think in response to the fetch, we're going to boom. Oh, we probably don't even need to. Pretty happy to take out their Bowmaster. Block here. Alright, and they get 2 good looks with this Misty Mortuary. We do have Grist in the deck as well, I believe. That would be pretty sweet. Saga isn't good enough. Ooh. Wasteland pass. Upkeep sword. Please? There it is. Full games. Tough. I feel like if anything there just didn't really have the threat in game 1. That was a pretty defining moment. Like 8 turns of them on 0 lands, but just like the 2 getting in from Bowmaster wasn't enough. And just efficient removal potentially. Like the 1-for-1s are nice, but when they have cards like Saito, Saito. What a bloke. From everything you've found, there's not a legacy scene, but I'll be showing up with 4 decks and desire to start one. Very cool. Love that. Look, we have turn 2 Frog, turn 3 Barrow. I'm pretty keen to see how this goes. I might even lead on the Coliseum because it's a land that I just am a little bit more happy to see get hit by a Wasteland. Okay. Mana here a little bit tough because I can't, of course, hold up sword and then untap and frog. Ooh. Okay. It's not even worth floating a blue. Do we have a basic? We do have a forest, I believe, somewhere in here. Okay. That's pretty huge. There goes my frog. I'll allow this. But if they don't play another creature, I'm pretty happy to swords, untap, play Barrow. Teague. Teague's going to be fine because we have the Caracas as well, so I think we allow this and just return with Teague. Okay. Playtest cards aren't a thing currently in Legacy in Australia, but it's definitely been talked about for a few different Eternal formats, especially around reserve list cards, of doing something kind of like what Buffalo Chicken Dip Legacy does, where you have like official proxy cards, I guess, that don't look anything like the real cards. Very similar to what Phil Newen did for Pre-Modern with those. Yeah, he had a few cards that were pretty sweet. And Ramar, a big congratulations on top 8 of the recent Legacy event that you went to. I wish I remember the name of it. Was it the BC? It was actually, I think. Crazy. Happy to take one more hit from this and then probably swords. Flying in first strike is a nice little double up. Probably should have swords there, to be fair, and used my mana effectively. Mox actually gets countered by the Vexing Bauble, so we won't obviously use that. I might still... if I play this and gets triggered, it grows the Barrogoyf. Nice. Endurance isn't too bad because we do have swords here. I think I will actually swords now and then get it back into the deck. So obviously against the creature deck, I do want the extra removal. Keen-Eye's pretty sweet. Question is, do I want to build out or just rely on the Saga here? I kind of want to get some value off the Saga, but I also like getting Frog down, so I think I will actually get Frog down here. But it is tough. Oh, we could also go Leovold if we're going to go that way. I actually like Leo a lot. Yeah, I love that. So currently for Eternal, we play every Wednesday, so 4 times a week, or 4 times a month, I should say, typically. And the first Wednesday of each month is 7-point Highlander, very similar to Canadian Highlander. And then the other 3 are Legacy. But I think like having the last Legacy of each month as like a proxy friendly event would be kind of cool. We'll draw. Okay. Interesting, they didn't go after the Leo. Maybe they have Caracas, but even then it's pretty tough. Because then we're still drawing a card. Thalia is fine again because we do have this Caracas. Okay. Happy to create. What can the Windswept find? It can find Tundra. So I might tap like this, and then we can still play a Psychic Rogue. Nice. I could also attack here. I don't mind that. Just get in with the Leo. Start getting some pressure down. One thing that's really cool that I didn't really think of straight away, they're going to try to draw a card. They can, of course. Is that Psychic Frog can take out a reanimation target in either graveyard, in your graveyard, which is kind of cool. Funny that you just mentioned Shadow Spear. That's actually hilarious. Okay. I wonder if they attack. They do. They don't care about the frog. This is where I, as a player, can sometimes be a little bit... There's just so much going on that it's hard to really know how to sequence things. So I will take a little bit of time here, but I know this match is going to be pretty long as well. So we get to Caracas this, attack with everything, draw a card. That's pretty cool. Oh, I can also discard the Mox here. Just to grow. Draw. Nice. Loam here with the frog is going to be pretty insane. I also get to go 1, 2, Loam back 1, 1, 1. Wasteland the Saga. Play another frog. Ugh. Now they might have to keep this back on defense. Yeah, really tough. Like frog with Loam is just... I like these 3. I'm not too sure on the Doorkeeper Thralls. We'll put them in the maybe pile. I think the Baubles are a pretty easy cut here. That's probably it. I could see a Loam coming out and then just having the 3 removal spells and potentially thinking about Thrall on the play. But there aren't too many things. Like it looks like they're going to be a mana denial deck with their White Orchids. But otherwise, see how this plays out. Just in case they bring in Graveyard Hate, I kind of like going down on the Loam. And we do have 2 copies plus 6. And I feel like thankfully we can get our creatures a lot bigger than theirs for the Deluge. Deluge pretty nuts against like a Psychic Frog deck to like make sure they discard all the cards. So if they have like 6 cards in hand, making them, I guess, go that far. So I would say this matchup is all about just mana. And to be fair, this hand does have turn 1 Green Suns for Dried Arbor with also a Saga plan if I want that. I'm pretty happy to keep this. Ooh, Bowmaster off the top here would be brutal. Okay. The Saga plan's tough because if I play it now, both of these lands come in tapped. So I think I actually want to go Mortuary, Mox Pitch the Bog, Green Suns for Dried Arbor. And then play the Saga the following turn for a Barrogoyf. I don't mind that. I just don't want to see Dried Arbor here. Okay. That can actually go in the bin. We'll We are shuffling, so yeah. Pitch. And now we have a little bit of play against a Wasteland, which is nice because we have the 3 mana in hand for Barrago, for 3 mana for Knight, or Dryad sort of as a +1 mana. Okay. Thankfully, we do have a land for this. Alright, get Saga online. Play Goyf. Green Suns for 3? Okay. Oh, Grist is cool. Okay. This is interesting. I think I like trying to get value off the Saga more than playing a creature. Hold it back. Interesting. I'm pretty happy to hold the fetch here. Really want to find Decay, I think. Okay. I mean, Deluge, she would be sweet. Oh, maybe they thought of like a needle effect. Oh, just the Mox Diamonds? Okay. Attack Grist. Wow, they attacked. Oh, sorry, they didn't kill the frog. They have to, they really want to Spellbomb now, so they get rid of our graveyard. And therefore don't have flying. They do have the White Orchid, but we can discard as well to get around that a little bit. They milled Force of Vigor, which is good. Force on these Moxen would be pretty devastating. Hmm. Interesting. I could discard all of these to the frog and then exile to make it a really big threat and attack the Grist. I don't think that's great though. Attack Grist. Attack Grist. Baragov is pretty big. I think it might actually be the Baragov here. That's pretty good. Really control the board. Ugh. Yeah. Yikes. Decay would be a start for us. That is not Decay. Let's have a quick think about what we saw there. I think we're just going to run it back. Just try to have some decent removal when we need it. We do have like, yeah, 4 swords, decays, bowmasters, so a lot of interaction. Hey Drogo. Really slow, and the mana's just a little bit awkward here. Okay, happy to keep this bottom the knight. And play a pretty fair game here. I like leading on the trop because it allows us to potentially draw into frog off the top if they don't go for a bowmaster play here. Okay. I think it's just Barrow here. Black. Try to go a little bit wide. Interesting. We need to pay costs. What could this be? Decay. Okay. That's pretty sweet. This turns on the Scryland, which is nice. Okay. At least we get to hit theirs. Happy to go for the Surveil Land. A different 3-drop would be nice. Like a Leo. I don't mind swords. And then just in case of removal, like a Fatal Push, I'll send 2 at Grist and 1 at them. Play the 6. Okay. We get to ping here. Maybe I should have played the 6 first in case they do that, and then we just ping the Grist and attack them with everything. That could have been a little bit of a sequence play. I wonder if it's Shadow Spear here. They put a Haywire Might into the bin. Ooh, I don't mind Otawara here on this because we have a legendary creature. Now we get to attack with everything. Get back Underground Sea. Very cool. Very, like, just good MTGO chat. I think that was just a showing of like how much removal is like good in the format. In, I guess in this sort of scenario where it just kind of came down a lot of the time to who had the removal for the big threats. But yeah, huge shout out to Saito. Saito does a lot of work in the Legacy Maverick community in terms of just trying the untried and doing well with it as well. He had some sweet decks around Hidden Gibbons, which is a 1 green enchantment. If your opponent casts an instant, it becomes a 4/4 ape, I think forever, which is really cool. Hidden Gibbons, Oath of Ghouls, which kind of gets back a creature from the graveyard. I believe if you have less creatures in your graveyard than your opponent, and played it with Spore Frog as a way to like fog every turn, which is really cool. But yeah, just generally a really cool deck builder. Also like a Maverick version of like small creatures with Dusk Dawn to kill bigger creatures. Just some really awesome, awesome work. A little bit awkward here, like we can't really cast anything, so. Okay, happy with this. It's probably the white that I don't mind hitting. Loam with Frog is just so strong. We get to go Windswept into Surveil Land into Underground. Oh, we don't get to go Underground Sea, but something similar. Hey Saito, big thank you for the game. I do love a little grind fest. And honestly, they're just really really lucky or fortunate with the removal we had. I think I feel a grief coming. All right. Probably the frog here. Decay obviously doesn't hit. Windswept, you know, Barrowgoyf is a little further away. Loam. Oh, nothing. Interesting. I assume then they're going for like a end step and tomb into Exhume. Not Exhume, but similar. That can go graveyard. They got rid of one Animate Dead. Question is, do we hold Decay? I think I'm happy to hold Decay open. Just in case they have Animate Dead. But it's tough because just like Entomb, Reanimate, we don't really have anything going. We actually don't have a way to get rid of Archon, I believe, in this deck. Grist, I guess? Oh, it is Animate Dead! Oh my gosh, so good. So good. Very happy. So here we want to get Trop. And then what happens is, when it ETBs, there. Now we hit it, and they don't get the Atraxa. Oh, they're gonna force. Oh my gosh. That is just scam players at their best. Bruh. Bruh. Oh my gosh. That is very funny. I actually believe it as well. The tough part is it only takes one more Animate Dead or Reanimate off the top to really get this game around, turn this game around. Okay. A land here would be actually quite nice because you get to attack with the Barrowgoyf, get back Frog, play Frog and hold up Bowmaster. Or, better yet, mill Wasteland, loam it back. Nice. No creature, that's fine. Wasteland, Saga, Windswept. Hey Board Tech, a huge thank you for the Prime sub. I really appreciate it. Let me know where you're from. And hey, Autonomy, welcome. Always nice to catch you. Don't you do it. Ah. Alright. Oof. That's very cool. I appreciate that. Do you have a local scene? Do you play Legacy in paper or online? What sort of strategies are you into? Hopefully, something green-white based. These are some pretty good cards. Especially Grief there. Swamp, Grief, Force, Ponder. Okay. I think we Loam here to try to hit Caracas. But then they have the Force. I still think we Loam. Because at least then if they Force, we can ping and attack and then ping. We don't hit. See if they Force. They don't. I still like Wasteland here. Attacked with Goyf. Yeah, the issue there is that we know about Force and Ponder. So if we do attack with the Barragoyf, they block. Then we cast the Bowmaster to try to finish this off, but then they have the Ponder Force. Grief, pitch Grief. Oh, it has Death Touch? I didn't even think of that. I didn't even think of the Death Touch. I should read my cards. That's really poor. That's on me. Well, there's Caracas. Try. Oh, they let it back? I did not see that happening. Interesting. I thought they would force it. I guess they don't have a great thing to do after that, but that's fine. nothing. Interesting. Yeah, apologies, I should have attacked last night. That's just on me for not really understanding Barragoyf. Alright, here's Ponder. Barragoyf, sweet. This card's been really impressive so far. Oh, they shuffled, wow. Wow. We'll take it. I like the hearses. I like the dismember. I don't mind trying out the consign here as well. I don't mind going down on a Loam. Probably the Uro. I wouldn't see this as like an Uro matchup. The life gain's kind of nice, but probably the Uro. Probably the Boseiju, although Boseiju does hit Anime Dead, which is nice. I might not even touch my mana base. I like the Bowmasters. I like the Reclaimer as access to Bojuka Bog. It could be like a Mox. But like Mox turning on Unlicensed Hearse is pretty nice. Especially against their starts that are really hard to beat, which is turn 1 hold up Entomb, turn 2 get it back. I could see going down to 1 Knight, but Knight as well, just access to, you know, a lot of things that we want. Maze, Caracas, Bojuka Bog. It might just be the 6. 6 is cool. I don't want to drop the 6. It could be Mox. I don't mind that. I think Mox can be a little bit tough against this sort of deck that... It's a tough one. Okay. A little bit awkward with mana, but we have like turn 1, Vexing, have a Saga plan, have removal through swords, which is nice. But hey, a huge thank you to all of you for coming in and watching. Nice to come back for a stream. And always, yeah, really cool to play Loam. We'll have an article coming out with this as well on the greensuntina.com with, yeah, just some comments from Loam players, Ben themselves, with some thoughts about the different decks they're currently playing. Okay. Shuffles pretty quickly. All right. I'm happy to go Tundra here into Bauble. Wow, that just came down pretty quick. Okay, no shuffle. If we draw an untapped land here, I'm pretty happy to play this Saga. I think now it's probably just Mortuary. A fetch land I'd keep. A Mox Diamond I'll bottom because of the Bauble. Put it in my graveyard. Just in case they're running something like Spell Pierce, I'm happy just to try to Swords now. They find another Entomb. Animate Deads, of course. Tricky. Troll, reanimate, Pluto Delta. Okay. So we can double spell this. We can like Bowmaster and Dismember, but then it's still in the graveyard. I think it's the shift because we can get it back with the Loam. So we allow them to attack once and then go after it end of combat and try to untap into something to deal with it. Because we know they kept Animate Dead as well. I don't think we actually have an out to that. I will bring the Moxes back in just because of how quick we want to be. I could see just a little drop. Okay. Turn 1 Bauble, turn 2 Hearse. It's pretty sweet. get that into play. Can kind of feel a frog coming. Which is going to be fine. Take them off black. Great. I think here as well, a fetch is probably the worst thing, because a fetch just goes to graveyard straight away. They can just exile everything to stop the unlicensed host from growing. But because they have Island, they can't go Entomb Exhume or Entomb Reanimate the same turn. So I think I should have actually probably upkeep used the hearse. Or they're just going to discount, yeah. So we can try this now. Of course they can just discard, yeah. I should have known that. I can Talons the frog for one turn with the Reclaimer, which is nice. Oh, I didn't think of... Yeah, I didn't think of discard with the frog and then get there. But wow, they're just going all out. Yeah, there's really no need to use the hearse there. Because of discard and then reanimate. I didn't think of that. I only thought of needing black. Honestly, I think at this stage I'm happy to draw a card. It's a pretty good card. Nice. Barrowglyph is very good, yeah. Big fan of the barrow. Right, end step. Let's get rid of the Archon and the Troll. I think here we're just happy to hold up the Reclaimer. Turn this forest into a fetch land. Bush is fine. And this can get Bayou to turn on the Psychic Frog. playing that. Edge of a Bayou. Frog. Nice. Nice. All right. 2-1. Always nice to beat Scam as well. But definitely a few sequencing things here that you can see from kind of my first time with the deck that with practice would definitely kind of smooth out some of those small things, but definitely things to think about. Shiwasu. I feel like they're a Delver player. A one-lander I'm not too happy to keep here. Really want to make sure we have our mana unlocked. Much better. Oh, I guess it's not the one-lander. It does have, like, potential. That's a tricky one. It goes against everything that I kind of think about, but it does, like, it has the Loam as well. I think it's a little bit too risky. Okay. Keep this. It's probably going to be the Leo and the... Quick think. I want the Bauble. I want the Wasteland. I want the Loam. It's probably these two. Yeah. These kind of work all nicely together. Especially if we find a Mox before we play the Vexing. Interesting. No land? Maybe they're just not playing a land until they can reanimate the same turn, but surely they could have just then. Wow. What is with these grief players? I have to hit this. There's no way that I can just make the token. Ah. Still. I wouldn't say I was advocating for no bans, but I think I just find that the decks that I play aren't that bad against grief decks. But I would be happy to see it go. Wow, okay. Hearses most likely forces Oof and Teague. Thralls, they're probably a Oracle deck. Maze, Caracas, Talons. 24 lands though with Mox Diamond's pretty rough. I think we might just keep the Caracas in. The Barrogoyfs, the Wight. Wight's not the worst. I could see Bowmaster going Leo, Uro, Grist. Maybe bring something back. We did see Grief. And Entomb. Which is very spicy. Consign to memory. There we go. Thank you very much. Boom. Yeah, this looks like it's going to be some sort of oops or spells deck. Just don't give me the old double Mox Diamond collector oof hand. They're always tough, especially in the blind a little bit. Okay. Pretty happy with this. It is a one-lander, but I don't mind trying it out. We're up a game, so there's my reasoning. Hope you like it. Oh my gosh, they're just going to go to discard, aren't they? They are. What is happening? I should have actually... I'm going to get the Doorkeeper online here. I should have played the Mox. I just kind of misclicked, unfortunately, but that is on me. But I want to have the Doorkeeper Thrall online more than the Decay because we have the Force of Vigor. I also just want to understand what my opponent is doing. Hacked Negation. No land. Okay. I think because of that, we're just going to play the Doorkeeper right now. Because then if they want to pack, they have to pay in their upkeep. Oh, they get a free Grief. That's kind of cool. We have the swords for that. Ooh. So I could swords this. I feel like Teague is just better. This flies. Like Teague turning off Dread Return is the big thing, right? I just want to see now. Mono black Oopsal spells with reanimation package, interesting. Play the Mox Diamond, man. That is actually pretty funny. Apologies. Alright, Misty can find Tundra. Yes, which can turn on swords. Yes. We do want a Loam. We don't hit. Wow. I can't even frog with this mana, which is pretty funny. I want them to use this so that I can kill this with Decay. Okay, or just take the win. Let's go. Interesting. Very interesting. All right. We have a Loam hand. We're keeping it. We are keeping it. Turn 1 Loam, turn 2 Leo maybe? Windswept Heath Gamer. Ooh, Nadu most likely. Not a problem. Nice. I do want to get rid of this because like turn 2 to Fairy, bounce the Moxen is pretty rough. So let's go cast Loam. Probably get rid of the Bog. Play Windswept. Swords this. Could have also played the Bog, got rid of the Talon. And then we get to Leo the following turn. Oh, I don't want a 6. We want to surveil. This is the matchup where I'm happy to have the Deluges. Six. Okay. Thankfully no Nadu that turn. Did they find the fetch? So I think we're definitely dredging here to try to find Wasteland. But a mana dork would change that. Happy to get Tundra. Loam. Don't really hit. Black, blue, green. But now we're dead to Nadu, we're dead to Nadu off Green Suns. Safekeeper? Halfling, okay. Interesting. That makes me think they have another Green Suns and they're trying to get to 4 mana. I think in that case, it's me trying to buy some time with Talon. Yeah. Really want to try to draw something that can keep this mana denial strat alive for a little bit. Ugh. I think sadly, we might just be dead. I feel like they were really trying to get to 4 mana for Green Suns for 3 for Nadu. And here we just don't have. Yeah, I think the deluges in the board will help. Definitely a tricky one. I do just want to see the deck list. Okay, so they're playing Force. It's not a great reason to keep in the Vexings. What do I like that? What do I like for this matchup? Deluge Dismember. That's really the main things. Deluge Dismember. Humility, yeah. Humility would be kind of cool. Hey, Singery. Yeah, doing okay. We got up against Scam, got up against a Maverick style deck, got up against a like mono black oops slash reanimator style deck, which is pretty sweet. Oh, okay. We can actually try to get them with a Cephalid Coliseum. So I think we want to attack with those 6 here. Just don't mill the Cephalid. Okay. Let's get back Maze. And then I will play the Barrowgoyf. Ah, it comes in tapped. Hopefully that doesn't matter. I will just draw here. They hit the Wight. I can play Reclaimer here. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I think the win here is potentially loaming into Cephalid. I could have got all the lands. I wanted to keep... I potentially wanted to keep Threshold in the bin, which I don't think I would have done if I took those extra 2, 4, 6. Potentially I would have, but yeah, I was sort of try to keep as much in the graveyard as possible, and I didn't think making the land drops themselves would be too relevant at this stage. I wonder if this version is a Living Wish deck. But it is just BANT. No 4th color. This Bristly Bill is kind of like a little hoof. It just allows like an overrun the following turn. Oh, yes we will. And we will Loam. Okay. Still no Ceph, that's fine. That's probably going to do it. It did just find a spring heart. Okay. So I can cast the Loam, draw off the Bauble, dredge the Loam. But I think we won't even survive combat here. Kind of hope potentially there's a world where they bounce here. Yeah. Six, 7, 10, 16, 19, got a 2. Hmm. Yeah, I was gonna say. Okay. Green, white, 1. Drop, black, blue, green. Interesting, they're playing Keen Eye. And see one more card. Safekeeper. Okay, so they are playing Safekeeper. That would make a lot of sense. I think it's definitely these three. Maybe Consign. The Baubles can most likely go. Keen-Eyed can most likely go, but it is a trample threat, which is kind of nice. I don't mind dropping Uro here as well. It's probably the Keen. Yeah. But yeah, the Deluges are pretty strong. It's a little bit awkward because against this sort of deck you want to have a hand with early interaction, which makes Deluge a little less good because you don't want to allow them to untap with the creatures that you probably want to hit with a Deluge on turn 3. Like, I'd love for them to go creature, and you go Deluge, but you also don't want to be in a position where you just allow them to untap with creatures. Like, it sounds really awkward. No great mana, double Deluge. It's good in the sense that we aren't playing any creatures out, but yeah, I'm not a fan. Mana's a little bit tough, but we do have like turn 1 swords with a Wasteland, so we do have a pretty good strategy. I could say keep and then bottom the Caracas. Caracas hitting the Bristly is kind of nice as just like a pseudo answer. That I could see the Knight going away and we holding the Leo because we have black, we have blue, we just need to find green. But I can see them going towards a basic heavy mana base early on, knowing about Wasteland and knowing that they have so many basics as well. Chose to not shuffle. Okay. That's really nice. It turns on Abrupt Decay. And then Leo the following turn. The only card that's awkward here is Bristly Bill because we have the Caracas in hand. And that obviously slows us down from playing the Leovold. But I would love for them to like Green Suns for a creature here. This is fine because it just puts them down a card. It does tell them about our hand, but interesting to worry about Surgical. Especially when you have so many basics as well. I wonder if they brought Surgical in for something else, like swords, but then just knew that they couldn't really build out their mana in a way that was efficient. We can go for the Surveil land here, which is nice. Put a land into the bin. We could also wait and hold up Caracas here. I kind of like that. Just so we can protect Leo. I think that's worth it. I played the Caracas after because we didn't see Dazed at game 1, and I just wanted to see if they might miss on Caracas and Leovold interacting in a way that I can protect it. And kind of going, okay, I won't force it because I can just deal with it, but then it's like, oh, okay. This is fine. I think I'm happy to untap here. Just to hold up the Caracas. I'm also pretty happy just to play Bog and pass with Caracas open, White Source open. The Nomad by itself isn't at all an issue. Green Suns for 1. Delighted Halfling. Okay. This is where I'd love to see a Deluge. Double Swords is pretty nice though. It means we can hold up Double Swords and play Barrogoyf as well. The question is, do I want to go after the Halfling now, just to hit them on mana a little bit? Probably don't mind that. Then we still have a Swords left over. The Green Sun's here, we can Swords in response. And then we have Caracas for the Nadu, which isn't a great way to answer it, but we'll have to do for now. Oh, we nearly have the Cephalid online. Sadly, we don't have the mana for it. Alright, pretty big turn. Maybe there's a world where you hold up the... Oh, yeah, it's tough. Oh. Do I want a Loam? No, I probably want to try to draw into removal. Interesting they Swords this. I guess that turned like to turn on a Brainstorm potentially. Okay. I think we want to try to hit a Wasteland. No. We have 2 lands. We can Mox. Start with a Barragoyf. Tough. Another Swords and a Decay go to the bin. I think we Loam back. 1, 2, 3. Mox. Pitch. 1, 2. Let's go like this. Let's go land. 1. I sadly can't get back Loam as well. Sorry, the Reclaimer. So I think here's just going to be the Frog. And then hold up Caracas for Nadu. Unless they play creatures first. That's pretty tricky. Green Suns for 3? Interesting. Maybe an Uro? A little bit slow. Endurance. That's fine. Do I want to Cephalid in response? Maybe I do, just to filter a little bit. Draw 3, discard 3. Yeah. I don't mind. Loam's pretty dead at this point. Nice. Pretty, I will dismember just here. And that might actually be it. They're gonna force it. Okay. Nice. We can Green Suns for Dried Arbor. And then get rid of it, and then attack. Black, black. Grist. Nice. Very cool. think we're just running this back. What did we see? Not a whole lot. We just want to remove creatures. That's really it. Let's hope we can get there. Okay. Pretty sweet. A good mixture of removal threats. Happy to keep this. 3 minutes up on the clock as well, which is nice. Okay. Happy to go after that Tundra. I think Tundra's actually wrong there because we can't cast the Wight next turn. I should have fetched for a Savannah, most likely. That's fine. I don't want to swords in response to the brainstorm because I don't want them to have the information that we have removal before they brainstorm. I'm also happy to see if they play a post-combat Delighted Halfling, which I'd be happy to swords. No. Just in case of Uro, maybe I do want to dismember this instead. But yeah, a little bit of missequencing here with our mana. That's fine. Happy to swords. Just get it off the table. Frog's pretty sweet here. But maybe I want access to Caracas. But I also feel like because I tapped before I fetched, I can't take this back. Yeah, which is a little bit on my half. This is where I really hope that has spurred out a few creatures. We can deluge, save the frog. Yes, please. Yes, please. Okay. Even so. I'm gonna play it a little bit slow here. That would be a 2/2. A little bit greedy. A little bit greedy, but I'm gonna play out the Wight here and hold up the sword. And then try to toxic next turn. That's fine. Oh, we love to see it. They have one card left. One? Nice. Green Suns. I think here I'm happy just to pass. With Sword and Decay open. I guess if they have Caracas, I do want a Swords just now. That's probably a good reason to use the Abrupt Decay, but I was thinking of the Ground Seal. Do want to get rid of this. This doesn't stop their Uros, I believe. Ugh. Can Bowmaster, which gives us 2 more blockers, plus the Maze, which is kind of nice. Kill Teferi here. Okay. This is fine. Hey, Bookish Matt, I did move. Correct. Which is nice. That's nice. It's a little win. Definitely a good grind here. I tapped the white source. I shouldn't have. That's on me. Oh my gosh. Well, we get the 4-1. Oh my gosh. Well, let's go to deck tech. Deck was pretty sweet. Deck was cool. What can we say? I would say there were definitely times where we just kind of drew the wrong half of the deck, but that's always going to happen with these sort of decks. The Loam was really cool. Like Frog, when we got it down, was quite nice. We didn't have too many ways to protect the Frog. Our opponent did a whole bunch of things that I don't think they really needed to just get like maximum value in like the final swing when they could have just swung with everything, but they timed out. Yeah, like Wight didn't really come up. That's probably one thing to note, but it was obviously a pretty minor league. Bowmasters was great. I think we could probably change one Loam to something else. The baubles I did like. There was a small amount of it hitting Mox Diamond, which is a little bit tough, but otherwise it was fine. The 6 was cool, but potentially a little bit slow. Like, I'm not too sure how different a Sevine's Reclamation would be in this sort of slot, just because you can green suns for this, so you kind of have 3 versions in the deck, which is nice. But yeah, it was cool. I did like the Sagas. I'm trying to think where potentially stage and depths would have been better, and there wasn't really a time, which is pretty good. I think with Saga, potentially having a Soul Guide Lantern in the 75 would be good, but again, like against that scam deck, having Bauble and Unlicensed Hearse as like a turn 1 play, turn 2 play was pretty sweet, that I really liked. But yeah, on Sunday at some point, I'm going to run it back as well, just to get like 2 leagues under my belt with the deck and then put together some thoughts, because I don't think that one is enough, but it is past midnight. I need to sleep. A huge thank you to Ben for the donation deck list. I'm gonna sleep on my notes, have an article out probably on next Monday after the second stream of this. But yeah, it's cool to be back loaming. I really enjoy it. Had a lot of fun, and I hope you did as well. I'm gonna quickly see who else is streaming and send you over there. A huge thank you to the new followers and subscribers, and yeah, hope you all have a great week. And yeah, Ben, thank you for the list. It was a pleasure. I look forward to coming back next Sunday and seeing if we can potentially get the trophy this time. That'd be pretty cool. But until then, all the best. I'll catch you next time.